Hey, inshore saltwater anglers, have some great news. We now have 3 different weight options for the very popular Hoss Helix hooks. These are the weighted hooks that have quickly become our top seller for rigging soft plastics to use in shallow water. These things have been awesome. So we have 3 weight options for both size hooks. The ones you see here are the 3/0 hooks. And then we have the same options for the 4/0 hooks, right? Just a little bit bigger. So what I'll do in this video is I'll just explain to you when you would use them, how to select each one properly. That way you can just maximize your results. The biggest reason most anglers don't catch many fish with lures is they don't have proper depth control. And these options will enable you to really perfect your presentation and make sure that you maximize your results every time you're on the water. So let's start with selecting the right weight, right? Because that's the most important thing. We want to always start with the top priority. So the weight is a very big deal. As I mentioned before, depth control is crucial. And so we have now the 1/16 ounce up top. This is new. We have the 1/8. This is what we've always had. This is what we came out with earlier this year. And then now we also have the 3/16 ounce weight. This is the new one. So the 2 new ones are the lighter one and the heavier one. So overall, if you're new to this type of fishing, I would say just to keep it simple, just go with the 1/8, right? The 1/8 is just the best all-purpose. You can skip well. You can still cover the shallow water. Also, you can just slow down and cover depths up to about 3 feet if you go slow. So it does have a pretty good range. It does everything pretty good. So again, if you're new, stick with the 1/8 and then eventually graduate to go with the other levels. And so as far as those who are more advanced, so let's go ahead and start with the 1/16 ounce weight. This is what you should use if you know that you're going to be doing some sight fishing up in the shallows. If you're really, your running depth is not going to be more than 1.5 feet, this 1/16 ounce weight is awesome. Also, this excels for skipping, right? Obviously, the lighter the weight, the better the skip. When you would use the heavier ones, this is the 3/16 ounce option. Now the skipability is declined, right? Just because it's a heavier keel. But now you have the ability to go deeper, to cover deeper water while still being weedless. So now you can cover the deeper docks or deeper trees, deeper structure up to about 3.5 feet of water. You can now cover that while still being weedless, as I'll show at the end of this video. As far as rigging, you can just make it super weedless where you actually dig the hook point into the lure. Now you can bounce along rocks. You can really get right in that structure, right where those fish are most likely to feed without getting snagged. And then when those fish strike, you've got them. That's really why these hooks have been so popular, because they're great at first of all, they're easy to rig, but also they're great at just giving the lure good action and good depth control while being weedless, while also having a good hookup ratio. All right, so now for the 1/8, right? Here's the 1/8 size. Again, this is the best all-purpose, and for this one, I'll just go ahead and show the rigging in case you're new to this type of hook. This is super easy to rig. This thing has been, again, just been a crowd favorite because of its ease and performance. So how it works is this is the Owner twist lock. This thing is awesome. Owner has a patent on this. It makes rigging with soft plastics extremely easy and efficient. The only ones that don't rig very well are Z-Mans. So if you're using Z-Mans, you probably shouldn't use these, full transparency. But if you aren't using Z-Mans, these are going to be the best overall performing option, given that the ease of rigging and this nice good gap to increase the hookup ratio while still being weedless. So as far as how to rig it, right, we just had that pin. This is the patented pin. This thing is awesome. A small little thing is shockingly effective. With that pin, you just put it right in the middle and then push in, right? Push in and then you just twist it on. And what that pin does is that helps guarantee that it goes in a straight form, and that you don't end off to a side or off somewhere weird where you can see it is exactly in the middle because that pin was in the middle. The screw follows the pin. It is, again, shockingly effective for how simple it is. So what we do next is we put the hook on the side just to get an idea of where the hook would naturally go through. I'd like to do it upside down. So I put it on the side, put my thumb right where that's going to go out, and then I go through the underbelly and pop it out right at that point. And now we have a perfectly rigged lure that just took seconds to do. And if we want to go super weedless, right now it's pretty weedless. If we want to go super weedless, we just put that plastic over that hook point. Now this thing is not going to get snagged. You can bounce over oysters, over rocks, around mangroves. It is shockingly effective. And then when that strike comes, right, this gap there's enough gap where that hook is going to come exposed and you're going to get that hook up. All right, so now for sizing. So we have two sizes of these hooks. These hooks were specifically designed for power prawn lures. However, they've proven to work great for pretty much all soft plastics, and I'll show you some examples here soon. But as far as the sizes, we have the 3/0 up top, we have the 4/0 down below. The 3/0 pairs perfectly with the Power Prawn USA Junior, and then the 4/0 is for the original Power Prawns. So if you're using Power Prawns, make sure to size accordingly. And let me pull up some other lures so you can see what to pair with as well, right? So basically, if you're using a paddle tail that's 4 inches or less, this 3/0 size is really good. This example is the Slam Shady 2.0. This is a 3/0 hook with the 1/8 size weight. This is a great combo for buzzing over shallow flats. This has resulted in an absolute ton of inshore slams. And just as before, right, just like the others, if we want to go super weedless, where we're going to get down dirty right in the structure, just skin hook the tip, and now you're ready to go right in the structure without getting snagged while you still have a good hookup ratio. So 3/0 for anything, I would say 4 inches or less. And then if you're using larger lures, you have the option to go either way. So this top one is a 5-inch jerk shad. I'll just show that one first. I personally like the 3/0 hook best for this. This is the 3/0 with the 1/16 ounce weight. This is what I'll be using tomorrow. I'll be buzzing over some shallow flats and skipping up under some mangroves. And just as before, right, if you're going to cover deeper water, just go with a heavier weight. That way you can get down and again, customize your depth control. So with a jerk shad like this that's pretty slim, even a 5-inch lure can do great with the 3/0 hook. That being said, the 4/0 can work good as well. And finally, if we're going to be using a bigger, bulkier lure, that's when the 4/0 is probably the better idea. That being said, I still do use the 3/0 for this this big old Slam Shady bomber, and the 3/0 works too, but the 4/0 is just going to have a better overall hookup performance. So long story short, if you don't yet have these Hoss Helix hooks and you like to catch saltwater fish, talking about redfish, sea trout, snook, flounder, obviously triple tail, cobia, the seasonal stuff, this works great too. If you like catching those fish and you want to do it rigged weedless on soft plastics for the shallows, these hooks are awesome. They work great. And now you can customize the depth control to make sure that you maximize your valuable time out on the water. As I mentioned before, if you want to keep it simple and you're getting started, just go with the 1/8 ounce size. But then if you really want to customize everything, the 1/16 and the 3/16 are available for you as well. Just like all these products, they're only available at our online store, fishstrong.com. And for you Insider Club members, you get 20% off of all of these variants. So huge savings to be had. So go ahead and add them to your cart, and as soon as you complete the purchase, we'll get them sent to you right away.